Okay. Okay, we're going to go through the deadlift. Some things with the deadlift that I keep reading that just drives me nuts. I'm in the process of writing an article about it right now. A lot of people think a deadlift is the same thing as a clean, or the first part of a clean. They're two entirely different things. A clean, you have to start the bar with your shoulders in front. A deadlift, the shoulders have to be behind. You have to think of it as a teeter-totter. If I have my weight in front of the bar, what's going to happen to the weight? It's going to go forward. If my shoulders are behind the bar and I'm in the process of trying to fall backwards, now the barbell is going to come up. So whenever you're deadlifting or watching somebody deadlift, the key is to try to keep those shoulders behind the bar the whole time. You also do not want to sit, you don't want to squat down to the barbell. So your butt's on the floor. Can you half squat more than you quarter squat? Of course not. You quarter squat more than you half squat. I got you guys. So you have to, okay. So Matt's going to show a conventional deadlift. See, he's lining up the bar away from his shins, pretty much in line with his toes. That way the bar path is going to go back.
We're going to be giving away concert tickets, t-shirts, movie passes, quick I believe their original location was in Sharon.
Watch his shoulders. He's going to be fighting to try to keep his shoulders behind the bar the whole time. Back, behind, up. So he's got a good straight line, good groove. Try to pull with your, line the bar up. This is not what you want to do. Line the bar up against your shins. Bend down. Watch his shoulders. They're in front of the bar. Watch how much more back work he's got to do to get that up in there. Now he's got twice as much work to do for the same lift. Okay. My sumo guy over here. A sumo deadlift. Now with the sumo, you do want to have the bar a little closer to your shin. Go ahead and pull a rep. Want to keep the back straight. You see his shoulders are in front of the bar. Get your shoulders behind the bar. Shoulders back. Up. Good. Now he's got a smoother grip. Shoulders are behind the bar. Driving up, driving the hips through at the top. Up. Good. That's your sumo and your conventional deadlift. Then there's a Louis uses what's called a modified, which is going to be a medium stance. In here, up through there. The deadlifts that we do in training for max effort work are going to be off of a 4-inch box or pin pulls out of a power rack or deadlifts against bands off the jump stretch platform. Go ahead and pause that. A lot of different ways you can set the bar up for the pulls. This is not one of them.
There's a reason, man. Nope, it's not because we're lazy.
You set the bands up here, how Matt has them. It's going to kick in more towards the top.
Slacks and shirts over 3 days as we do the PNG. Well, we need 4 days
To drive through. So you're deadlifting against the bands. We do a lot of our deadlifts this way. We also set them up with the mini bands, so there's tension at the beginning of the lift as well. A couple different ways you can set that up. Another deadlift that we do is a reverse band deadlift, where you take the bands, suspend it, suspend the bar in band, so it's hanging. Everybody picture that? Then we load it up, so about 185 is just floating on the floor. Load the bar up, work up to a max single. What happens is the bands help get the bar moving, but then right a little bit above knee level, the bands come off of the bar. Then you got to finish up through. A negative of doing pin pulls is when you pull off of a pin, you're in a position that you never really pulled from. When you pull with the bands helping you out, then they let go. Now you're still in the same groove that you normally pull at. So that would be called a reverse band deadlift, which is another deadlift that you can do. So you got a reverse band deadlift, band deadlifts, a deadlifting off of blocks, pin pulls, and an ultra wide sumo deadlift, which is no different than a regular sumo. Just get your feet out as wide as you possibly can. You can put collars inside the bar first. Get your feet out wider. That's going to work your hips even more. So you got quite a few different deadlifts to choose from as well.
What's a Romanian deadlift?
A Romanian deadlift is a hamstring exercise. I'm going to show you in a second here for the supplemental stuff. Another really good exercise that we do is suspended good mornings from a power rack. Okay, well, we do this a lot with the safety squat bar. That's actually one of the best exercises that we're doing right now. You can use a regular bar, you just got to kind of watch your fingers. That only is common sense. You don't want to rip your fingers off. This is one of the concentric only activities or exercises that we were talking about earlier this morning. With this exercise, you duck under the bar and you get it up. Now with this, with the safety squat bar, whatever you're using, it does not matter really how you get it up. You can start off doing it as a good morning, but if you end up doing it as a squat, who cares? The key is just to strain in to get the thing up. Okay, the chains, what kind of chains are these? Size?
3/8.
These are 3/8 chains. You can get these through toppers as well, as you can get the regular chains that you squat and bench with too. They'll know exactly what you're talking about. You call over there and ask them. You want to make sure, I would probably suggest getting them through them so you can make sure you get the right fastener for this. You don't want to put a lap machine slip thing, whatever they call that thing, hook, and then have the thing break out on you. You want to make sure it's a solid chain and it's not going to come apart. That's all we have for the max effort exercises. The supplemental exercises are what we're going to run through next. A demo deadlift or high rep deadlift. Just stand up at the bar. Come down just below your knees. Back up, keep your chest up. Sit your hips back. Up, keep going. Down in, up, good. Drop down, up, fast, good. Down, up. Drive your hips to the top. Up, drop, good. Drop down like a plyometric. Up, down and up, hips, down, hips. Good, keep going. Hips, 10 more. 1, arms straight. 2, snap your hips to the top. 3, snap your hips. 4, 5, drive your hips through. 6, 7, hips, 8, don't squat, hips. 9, 10, good, down. You're squatting an awful lot. You laughing? Your turn. Come on. He was squatting too much. It's got to be in here. Hips, hips, hips. Okay.
That arms,
Yes.
we're going to keep, they're kept straight all the time.
Okay, bring it up. Start out slow, so it's just below your knees. Okay, down in, and hips forward. Good. It's all hips. Drive your hips. Pop your hips through. Pop your hips through. Good. 5, 6, 7. Drop a little lower, faster. 8. Hips. 9, 10. Snap you hard. 11, 12, 13. Faster. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Where do you feel that? Glutes, hamstrings, that's what we're looking for.
What's that called?
A demo deadlift or a high rep partial deadlift.
So are we worried more about explosive and bar speed there, or the weight we can get on and still do the knee? Or both?
Both.
Okay.
I mean, 315 is an incredible amount of weight for this. That's a 900-pound squatter. 225 would be about the most any of you guys would ever have a need to do. This is also a great activity to do is an extra workout. We went through cycles before where I would do this on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. 2 sets of 2 1/4 for 20 if your hamstrings are starting to lag. All right, a glute ham raise. Go ahead and step out a second. What you want to look for in a glute ham raise is you need a rounded pad so your knees can actually, your legs can actually slide down the pad. All right, if it's a short pad or a square pad, your knees aren't going to be able to drop. You're not going to be able to pull your hamstrings in it. The biggest thing is you got to have a toe plate that's long enough for you to actually push your toes against. If that's a short toe plate or just a small plate in the middle and your toes can flex through there, you're defeating the whole purpose of a calf ham glute raise. You want the stress to be on the hamstrings. When you push your toe into that, you're statically contracting your calves, which is putting more stress onto the hamstring.